Hey guys, welcome back to another book review video, and today we're talking about The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. This is the first book in the Raven Cycle Quartet, and this should be a mostly spoiler-free review. Alright, so let's get started. So I'm going to try and give you a quick summary of this book, but this book is really intricate. Bear with me and hopefully I can give you a summary that doesn't confuse you more. So there are two main protagonists in this book. First one is Blue. She is a 16-year-old girl and she is the daughter of a psychic. She lives in a house full of psychics, except she's not psychic herself. Instead, she acts more as a battery source and enhances all of the supernatural and psychic abilities. Every year, on St. Mark's Eve, she goes to this old church with her mother, and her mother is able to see all of the spirits that are going to be dying within the next 12 months. Well, in this particular St. Mark's Eve, when the book starts, Blue is able to see the spirit of a young 16-year-old Aglenby prep school boy, and she's told that the only way she's able to see his spirit is either she kills him or he is her true love. Now, to make things a little more complicated, all her life Blue's been told that if she kisses her true love, he'll die. Now, moving on to the second protagonist of the story, and that is Gansey. Gansey is a 17-year-old prep school Aglenby boy, and the Aglenby prep school boys are known as the Raven Boys. Gansey is obsessed with finding this King Glendower, and he's been sleeping for the past, I guess, century or so. Legend has it that if you wake the sleeping king, you are granted a wish. So Gansey is obsessed with finding this sleeping king, and he has enlisted the help from his friends Adam, Ronan, and Noah. Blue ends up crossing paths with these four boys, and she ends up joining them on their search to finding Glendower. And now there's these really cool spiritual lines called ley lines. They exist beneath the earth. They're lines of energy, and legend has it that if you awake the ley lines, you're able to find King, and it's very intricate, it's very unique. The magic system is very interesting. So I hope this summary didn't confuse you too much. If it did, just don't worry about it. Pick up the book anyways, maybe go into it blind, because it really is a fantastic book and it wraps up very well at the end. So moving on to plot and writing style, Maggie Stiefvater has a interesting and unique writing style. She uses a lot of descriptions, and sometimes those descriptions can get a little wordy and you tend to fall a little bit out of the story. There are a few times where I caught myself just reading the words and not really picturing or not really comprehending what was going on in the story, and I found myself having to reread paragraphs sometimes, but it's not that bad. I love this story. You can tell Maggie Stiefvater put a lot of thought and heart into this book. She created this very unique magic system. She tries to put a lot of science into it, which is really fantastic. It makes it more realistic, and there's a lot of twists and turns with this book. There is a huge twist, I would say maybe 3/4 into the book. It's nothing that you would expect. This book is also not very heavy with the romance, although there will be a love story that ends up blossoming throughout the series with one of the boys. I'm not going to say who. And it's more focused on friendship, which I really like. You really get to see the friendship between the four boys grow, and the friendship between Blue and the boys as well. Now, next let's talk about the characters. Blue is she's my favorite character. She's a little quirky, she has her own sense of style, and she's strong-minded. I really enjoy all the other psychics that live in the house with Blue and her mother. They're really funny. Gansey's not your typical young rich kid. He definitely respects a lot of people, and you can tell that he's highly respected as well. He is very intelligent, and he's also very headstrong. Now, Adam, he grew up with not a lot of money, and so he's having to work 2 jobs, and he is on a scholarship to go to Aglenby, and he's very, very intelligent. He's very determined to make it on his own. Sometimes he can get a little whiny, but he's really trying to make it on his own, and he's determined, so I can respect and appreciate that. Noah is definitely the shy, quiet one. You get to learn his story a little further on. And then you have Ronan. Ronan is the bad boy of the group, but he still really cares about his friends. So if you have not read this book, I highly recommend getting into this series. At first, it doesn't read very quickly because of adapting to Maggie Stiefvater's writing, but once you adjust, it reads pretty quickly, and there is a turning point where you have to know what happens. Alright, so comment down below, let's discuss what you thought of the Raven Boys, and I will see you with my next video. Bye!